Good morning to you all. Welcome to Namaste Village, to the Namaste experience. I love saying that. It reminds me that this is an experience to share. It's not an idea, not a concept, not a theology. I don't think any of those things truly can be shared. Only an experience of reality can be shared in the highest means. And that's what we're here for. Whether we're sitting here at Namaste Village or anywhere in the world, we are here to join in a single experience, because a single experience is all that is real. It's the same as saying only love is real. So we're going to be entering into the single choice that we can make. It's so simple when we realize that there's only one choice, one real choice. We've been led to believe that there are so many choices we can make moment to moment, and it certainly seems to be so, doesn't it? Certainly seems that we can go in whatever direction we want. And in our dreams, we certainly can. But in reality, there's only one choice. And that's the choice that has already been chosen for us. And when we come into alignment with the choice that has already been chosen for us, we are at peace. The lesson from A Course in Miracles says, this is a day of stillness and peace. And that stillness and peace will only come to us as we make the one choice that has already been made. Do you see how simple this is? Until now, we've been trying to make the one choice that was never made. That's complicated. That's going to bring all sorts of issues and dilemmas, challenges, trying to make the choice that was never made. In other words, we're trying to make an independent choice. And do you see where that is the rub? Trying to make a choice independent of love or God or all that is. But this is a day of stillness and peace. And that stillness and peace is going to come to us when we make the one choice that has already been made for us. And even as us, the choice that has been made as us. You are that choice. You are the living, breathing choice that God has made from the beginning of time. And yet, if we are blocking that or resistant to that, all sorts of troubles begin. But the moment we surrender into it and allow that current to take us, like jumping into the river, knowing that that current knows exactly where to go. All I need to do is to ride it all the way to the infinite ocean of grace. If I just allow that, life becomes so simple. And even the challenges that we encounter become easily solved. We're able to bear things that we never thought we could before because we're in the divine flow. We're happy even when we're not. Isn't that nice to be happy even when you're not? Even when you're challenged, even when there's stuff going on, to be happy even in that? Yeah. Why not? I mean, really, it's such a better way to live when there is a steady hum of joy that runs through you every moment. And you feel and you know that joy. And when challenges come, you rise to meet them, but that joy does not diminish. So that being said, knowing that there is a simple choice that we can make, let's listen to this little lesson that I wrote. Whoever has their phone ring, I'm going to embarrass them by dancing to it. Okay. Here we go. Does it help you to know that there is only one real choice you can make? The one that matches the choice that God makes for you? Listen to that again. Does it help you to know that there's only one real choice you can make? The choice that matches the choice that God makes for you. We'll just pause there for a moment. What do you think the choice is that God has made for you? Is it to struggle? I don't think so. It's a choice that God makes for you to have a difficult time and to have difficult relationships where you're always trying to get ahead or overcome. I don't think that's the choice that the divine is making for each one of us. When we come into alignment with the one choice, that's when we experience this happy no matter what state I was talking about. Don't be fooled by the simplicity of that statement. It offers you everything you've been denying yourself. If your choice does not match the choice God makes for you, then you are denying yourself reception of the eternal experience God offers this and every moment. Once again, if your choice, the choice that you're making for yourself, does not match the choice that God is making for you, then you're denying yourself reception of the eternal experience that God offers to you this and every moment. So this is the key for us for our desire to match the desire of God. How do we know when we've done that? It's very simple. One word: joy. Overwhelming joy. Connection with everyone that you come in contact with. Everyone you see, you feel this wellspring of happiness and joy. That's how you know. And that's also how you know that you haven't done that. When you feel the struggle, when you feel the strife, when you feel yourself being, just pause. And remember, God has made the choice for me already. Now all I need to do is to match that choice. The choice to see only love. How simple is salvation? We have but one choice to make. It is always offered, but you refuse to receive. And that is why you're so confused about something that's so simple. Since God is love and God is all that exists, you are wholly contained within the love of God. Trust that. You are wholly and completely contained within the love that is God, that is you, that is the whole universe. Try and exist outside that all you may. You can do it till the cows come home. But it won't solve your problem because you only have one problem. And there's only one solution to that problem. There's only one problem in the whole world. And that's the idea that I could be separate from all that is. When I heal that one idea, everything comes back into this natural, holy alignment. And that joy, that wellspring of joy just begins to fill me and overflow from me. And when people come around me, they can't even hold thoughts of separation. I always use Vicky as examples of this, and I'm sure she blushes in her seat as I say these things. But no one can come around and hang around Joy and not Vicky and not be happy. And anyone who's either here at Namaste or in the Zoom room who has hung around Vicky and experienced that, raise your hand. You can't be around Vicky and not be happy. Because it overflows from her, because she made one choice, and it was the choice that God made for her. She didn't try and choose against that. Well, I want this and I want that, and then there's something else. I want one thing, the peace of God, and everything else that I need will come from that. And when that is true, the joy that I experience overflows for me into the whole universe. Everyone is healed automatically by the single choice that I have made to see everything as God sees, to love as God loves. Wouldn't that be wonderful to be the very wellspring that sparks that joy in others? Wouldn't that be wonderful to know that wherever you go, That's the experience that you have and that you inspire. I think that'd be all right. All right, where was I? I'll back up a little bit. Since God is love and God is all that exists, you are wholly contained within the love of God. Accept no compromise. Here we go. Accept no compromise to this law. Do you see that every problem you've ever had comes from this compromise? Whoa, that's big. Every problem you've ever had comes from you trying to compromise the will of God, which is to say, well, I could see that being true here, but I think over here might be the exception. This situation, that person, what's happening in that country, that's clearly the exception. But this is saying something that is radically different. There is no exception. Don't compromise that which is beyond compromising. Only love is real. Every problem in your life and every problem in the world is solved instantly when that is recognized. I know that makes no sense. I know that you can't wrap your mind around this because you've become so conditioned to believing that you have to do X, Y, and Z, whatever those are, to solve the problem. And then you look out at the problems of the world and then you feel so powerless because how can I solve the problems that are happening in Ukraine or Iran or any of these other places? You can simply by making the choice that aligns with the choice that was already made for you by God. How that works, I don't need to know that, but I do need to know that it works. And that's my choice. If I'm resolute and uncompromising in that, everything will change. When I was with the emissaries in the mountains of Bosnia in 1995, they said, seek not peace here, but find it everywhere. Seek not peace here in the separate universe, but seek it where it really is within you, and you'll find it everywhere. Suddenly, it's everywhere you look, even the places that you never thought you would ever see peace. And I can attest to this over and over in my life as I've traveled to countries at war and conflict. I remember the first time I was invited to come to Iraq by Saddam Hussein, and here I am thinking that I'm the enemy, and how are they going to receive me? It was one of the best times of my life. The people were amazing. They received me so well. I remember after doing this concert in the National Theater that was broadcast on national Iraqi television, they had this huge party, and all we did was sit around singing Simon and Garfunkel songs. Now, if that's not an example of the miracle that overflows, I don't know what is. But it does. The miracle overflows. It's not contained. It cannot be contained. That is how it works. And if I just align myself with how it works, then I am at peace, and peace overflows. A bit more. I'm going to back up to this one sentence. Do you see that every problem you've ever had comes from the compromise of believing that you can do this on your own, of believing that peace is present only in certain conditions, that love is real only under certain conditions? All your problems come from that one compromise. God's one law is unshakable and beyond your ability to change. This is one and the only place where your powerlessness works to your advantage. Where your powerlessness works to your advantage. You cannot change the law of God. And the law of God is love. You can project a world, literally a whole world, that seems to betray that, but I'm still going to hold firm and unshakable to this truth. You cannot change the will of God. You're powerless in that. And in everything else, you are filled with power, because when you realize your powerlessness within that, suddenly true power fills you, the power that is aligned with love. So once again, God's one law is unshakable and beyond your ability to change. And here's the law: only love is real. In your arrogance, you decided that you can achieve the impossible. But the impossible is what it is because it's not real and never will be. You can't achieve something that never was real and cannot be real. It's impossible. But you see, this is the insanity of the ego. It's always trying to make possible that which is impossible. Someday I'll do it. Somehow I'll make it work. And when you look at this clearly, or when you hear these words and you feel something moving inside you, affirming this, like, finally, yeah, that's it, then you can make a new choice. Why are you waiting for a different answer to be given where there is no other voice but the one which speaks for God, the only voice? None other exists, and that is why salvation is so simple. There's only one true voice, the voice for love. Accept that, and salvation is automatic. This is the only thing that is left for you to fully accept, the only thing. That which has already accepted you. Once again, this is the only thing that is left for you to fully accept, that which has already fully accepted you. It's the one thing that you've yet to try. So try it now. See what happens. Give it a shot. I promise you, if it's a real try, not just a half-assed try, half measures will avail you nothing. But a true surrender, a true release into this current. Once again, we need to throw ourselves into this river. Trust the current. What happens if we only do it halfway? If we're holding to a branch at the side of the river, what happens? You get bashed around and bruised up and cut up. And doesn't that feel familiar? No, this has to be all the way. Only love is real. No compromise. The instant we compromise this, we find ourselves back at the side of the river getting bashed against all the other rocks. Just throw yourself into the deepest part of the current. It will take you, and it will protect you, and it will guide you. That's all you need. So, I love being Vicky's opening act because I know she is going to just take this and lift it even higher. So good morning, Victoria.
Good morning, Brother James. Good morning, everybody. And it's the perfect day because I have a great example that I was just living into last night. And it's exactly what we were saying yesterday and today. And I have to say, yesterday's miracles lesson really helped me because I was so focused on present happiness is all I see. It's present happiness, that present spaciousness of presence, present happiness. So I was with that all day. And what you're saying today, really, it's up to us each moment of every day because the choices come to us in the little things, not always in the big things, in the little things, to choose only love. It sounds like that's, so familiar a saying, but the action of that is what this Namaste experience is. To choose only love over everything, over being right, over wanting to be understood correctly, over wanting to get something, over supplying some need. Choose love. Love accepts, blesses, receives, and gives of itself. So last night, I had a family meeting with some members of my family who I have a misunderstanding with, I would say. This is so good for me. So the temptation for me to want to explain the misunderstanding was very strong in me. It only would take one sentence. So I really prayed about it the night before because I knew we were having this meeting. And I did not initiate the meeting. So I'm really saying, oh, please, Jesus, help me to really listen And so yesterday I had the handle on present happiness. I also had it on gratitude. I was so grateful that we were going to meet. I didn't care what anyone wants to talk about. I was totally grateful, and I was focused on present happiness and present love. I mean, the overriding feeling I have in life, and it keeps getting simpler and simpler, and I think we do all share this. I'm only here to love. I don't have to do anything else. If I'm to take a particular form doing it, I'll be brought into it. I don't have to make it up or maneuver it. I'm only here to love right where I am. If it's only the screen in front of me, the water in front of me, I'm only here to love right now, always right now. So we're in the little meeting last night, and I'm sitting there, and I'm saying over in my mind, please, present happiness. I'm so happy that we're all together. Present gratitude. I am overwhelmingly grateful. And I am only here to love everyone. And the temptation to want to express this one little sentence was like, oh no, I can't do it. So I didn't. I just sided with love. I just relaxed into love. And I did say anything anyone ever wants to ask me directly in any way, there is nothing I would not answer if asked. But no one wanted to ask. No one wanted to go in those territories. You know, there are lots of family dynamics we all share, whether it's family or politics or religion or COVID and vaccines and all the rest of the stuff. There's been plenty of stuff people have different ideas about. Anyway, so that was it, and I stayed with it. I got us a pizza. We had pizza. We had some candy, and we stayed, and they were able to express themselves wholeheartedly in every way, and somehow by the grace of God and that focus, and it's not like I was white knuckling it, but I was holding on to present happiness, present gratitude, present love. That's really it. And it ended up being a celebration, a real celebration. It ended up being a party. And that is what happens. Because the love and the joy of God, if any one of us shines the light of that, everybody is blessed by it. It's no different than turning a light on in a dark room. It's good guy, good witch, bad witch. Everybody gets to see what's going on. It's really that simple. So it was a very direct example for me, because this is probably the most primary place where I am most tempted to want to explain myself. But then I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Explain a better position in a dream? So what am I saying? The dream has more value to me than simply present happiness and present love? No, I'd like to straighten out this dream sequence. I don't think so. So I felt like, oh, I really got it this time. I really moved through it. You know, Jesus says, only final grades are counted. I feel like I got up for a final exam in that one area, and I made it on through. And I want to thank you all, because you guys all help me every single day. And let it be so simple. I don't care about big dramatic anythings. I care about the little simple things of what's simply in front of me today. So thanks for being in front of me and choosing only love, no matter what. Uncompromising love. Love gives, doesn't try to get approval, get attention, get things, get whatever it is. There's no getting in this. And in the giving, the happiness that comes is the receiving of what giving is. So I love you all, and I thank you. Thank you, Brother James.
Thank you, Vicki. As always, great story. Well, you're even getting applause here. People are clapping. Wow. They don't clap for anything, but they clap for you. All right. So Scott Grace, if you would come up, I do have a line for you, but first I just want to read the final part of this, just to that little punctuation mark at the end of what Vicki shared. The only thing that is left for you to fully accept is that which has already fully accepted you. That's it. Fully accept that which has already accepted you. It is the one thing you've yet to try. So try it now. See what happens. So Vicki had one line, I'm here only to love. So I would love to offer that to you, Scott, and see what you can bring forth from the ethers. I am here. I am only here to love. I'm only here to love. It's gotten simpler and simpler. I and love fit like a glove, and I don't need to try to rhyme simpler. No effort, no struggle. I just want to cuddle with love. No need to explain my position. My position is love without conditions. Seek ye first to understand and not be so understood, especially around Vicky's family. Just know that only love is your neighborhood. Here for love, nothing else, nothing to gain. For myself, no need to accumulate external wealth. The wealth is inside. God will provide. I no longer hide. Love is alive today in me. In this biology, in this community, it's all just blessed unity. We're only here for love. Thank you. Come on out. Wow. Thank you, Scott Grace, as always. You know, I just want to comment on what that is. What that is. The willingness to be so vulnerable as Scott is every time he sits up here. To know that he may not be able to rhyme with, what was the word that you, simpler. I mean, when you sang that, I'm thinking, oh, good luck with that one. Simpler, dimpler. I don't know if there is a word that, but the courage and the vulnerability to open to such a degree. And that's the lesson for each one of us, to have the courage and to be vulnerable enough to open, not knowing if the word's going to come, not knowing if we're going to be able to rhyme that next line, but to show up anyway. That's grace. That's grace flowing. That's love knowing. See, now here I go. That only love is real. Only love is real. So thank you, Scott. Thank you, Vicky. Thanks to all of you, as always. What a blessing it is to join as one. So let it be simple. God has already made the choice. So you align your choice with that one choice, and everything else flows. Amen, 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 y punto. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
Thank you. I love you all. Namaste.
Love you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Bye-bye for now. I won't be here tomorrow morning,
Great day.
but you'll be with me.